Welcome back to another news video. We're talking about the newly released Spider-Man 2 on PC sucking, some Bioware drama around Dragon Age, as well as the recently announced Battlefield Labs playtest. All this followed by our bonus round of quick news bits. All news articles sourced for this video will be linked down in the description below. Let's get into it. The highly anticipated PC release of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has been met with a wave of negative reviews and widespread reports of significant performance issues. While some players are enjoying the web-slinging action, a large portion of the community is reporting severe stuttering, frame rate drops, and even crashes, leaving many wondering what went wrong with the port. Initial investigations point towards the game's implementation of DirectStorage, a technology designed to accelerate game loading and asset streaming by leveraging the power of the GPU, or graphics processor unit. While DirectStorage has shown promise in other titles, its implementation in Spider-Man 2 appears to be having the opposite effect for many users. Reports suggest that the GPU-powered DirectStorage is actually hobbling performance rather than improving it. Instead of streamlining data flow, it seems to be creating a bottleneck, leading to the aforementioned stuttering and frame rate inconsistencies. The issue isn't affecting all players equally. Some users with high-end hardware are reporting relatively smooth experiences, though they sometimes experience dips in performance. However, a significant number of players, especially those with mid-range or slightly older systems, are finding the game virtually unplayable. This disparity in performance suggests that the DirectStorage implementation might be particularly sensitive to certain hardware configurations. The negative sentiment is clearly reflected in the game's Steam reviews, which are currently overwhelmingly negative. Players are expressing their frustration with the technical issues, with many calling for Nix's Software, the studio responsible for the PC port, to address the problems quickly. While some patches have been released, they haven't yet resolved the core performance issues for many users. The situation has left many wondering if the PC version of Spider-Man 2 was released prematurely, and whether a more thorough testing and optimization process would have prevented these issues. For now, many PC gamers are left waiting for a comprehensive fix, hoping that they will eventually be able to experience the acclaimed superhero adventure without significant technical hurdles. I love Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite superheroes in the Marvel Universe. That said though, I've held off from playing any of these Spider-Man games that Sony's put out. Here's hoping that the devs patch the game as soon as possible for all the day one players and they can experience a good, fun game. The Dragon Age franchise, a beloved name in the RPG world, finds itself at a crossroads. While recent reassurances from former Bioware writer David Gator suggest that the IP is safe and in the hands of its creators, EA and Bioware, a closer look reveals a more complex picture, one tinged with concern. Gator's point that you can't own an idea highlights the enduring nature of the Dragon Age concept, but the reality of game development is far more grounded. A recent report paints a stark picture of BioWare's current state, revealing a significant decline in staff numbers. The studio, once a powerhouse of RPG development, is reportedly operating with fewer than 100 employees, dramatic reduction that represents a loss of at least half of its workforce. This dwindling staff raises serious questions about the studio's capacity to deliver on the ambitious promises of the next Dragon Age installment. The report suggests that BioWare is now a ghost of its former self, struggling to maintain its past glory. This news, coupled with previous reports of development struggles and shifting creative visions for the next Dragon Age game, casts a long shadow over the franchise's future. While the Dragon Age IP may be secure, the talent and experience needed to bring it to life seem to be dissipating. Furthermore, the ever-changing nature of AAA game development teams adds another layer of complexity. Layoffs and studio restructuring are common occurrences, leading to constant turnover in development staff. This means that new talent joining the Dragon Age team, while potentially bringing fresh perspectives, must also rediscover what made the franchise special to its audience in the first place. This process of rediscovery can be time-consuming and may lead to inconsistencies in the franchise's overall vision. It's a challenge that many long-running game series face, but one that seems particularly pronounced in Bioware's current situation. The situation presents a challenging paradox. The creative heart of Dragon Age, the idea, as Gator puts it, might still beat, but the hands that would shape that idea into a tangible game are becoming fewer and fewer and constantly changing. Fans are left to wonder whether the remaining Bioware team can overcome these challenges, including the inevitable onboarding and acclimation of new staff, and deliver a Dragon Age game worthy of the franchise's legacy. The future of Dragon Age, while not dead, is certainly shrouded in uncertainty. The Battlefield franchise, a stalwart of the first-person shooter genre, appears to be gearing up for a return to its roots with its next installment. A recent gameplay leak showcasing the first 10 seconds of action has ignited excitement among fans, drawing comparisons to the beloved Battlefield 3. The brief glimpse suggests a focus on the classic Battlefield formula, potentially signaling a departure from the more experimental directions of recent entries. The leaked footage, while short, seems to capture the essence of what many fans have been craving: intense, large-scale combat with a focus on combined arms warfare. The visual fidelity also appears to be a step up, hinting at the potential of the game's engine. While it's just a small snippet, it has generated a wave of optimism within the Battlefield community. This renewed hope is particularly significant considering the mixed reception to previous Battlefield titles. Battlefield 5, while visually impressive, struggled to find a consistent player base and was criticized for its various design choices and post-launch support. Many felt that the game strayed too far from the core elements that define the Battlefield experience. This next installment, by hinting at a return to the classic formula, could be a crucial step in the right direction for the franchise. A successful launch is vital for EA and DICE to regain the trust of their player base and re-establish Battlefield as a leading force in the FPS market. Adding to the anticipation, EA and DICE have officially opened signups for the game's playtest. This move suggests that development is progressing smoothly and that the studio is ready to gather feedback from players. The playtest will likely provide a much more comprehensive look at the game, allowing players to experience its various modes, weapons, and maps. It will also be a crucial opportunity for DICE to identify and address any technical issues or gameplay imbalances before the game's official release. The return to a more traditional Battlefield experience, combined with the upcoming playtest, has reignited hope that the franchise can reclaim its former glory. After some missteps in recent years, the next Battlefield title has the potential to recapture the hearts of longtime fans and attract a new generation of players. The coming months, and particularly the playtest itself, will be critical in determining whether Battlefield's next chapter can truly live up to the legacy of its predecessors. That's it for the big news stories. Let's move on to the bonus round, where we go over some quicker news segments that I found interesting and wanted to share with all of you. Also, are you enjoying this video? Consider supporting me and my content by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. A recent State of the Game Industry survey conducted by the Game Developers Conference has revealed that a significant portion of AAA developers, roughly 1 in 3, are currently working on live service games. This highlights the continued focus on the live service model within the AAA games industry, despite recent high-profile failures. The survey results indicate that while some developers are exploring other business models, the live service approach remains a popular strategy for generating long-term revenue. This focus on live service comes even as several titles have struggled to find success with the model. One recent example is Multiversus, the Warner Brothers platform fighter, which is the latest live service game to be shut down. Its closure underscores the challenges of maintaining a healthy player base and generating sufficient revenue in the competitive live service market. While the GDC survey shows the prevalence of live service development, the fate of games like Multiverse serves as a cautionary tale about the risks involved. Nintendo has stated that they are taking measures to address potential scalping and reselling issues surrounding the launch of the Switch 2. While specific details haven't been revealed, Nintendo acknowledges the problem of resellers artificially inflating prices and making it difficult for regular consumers to purchase new consoles at MSRP. The company's statement suggests that they are actively working on strategies to mitigate these issues and ensure a smoother launch for the Switch 2, though the effectiveness of these measures remains to be seen. Speaking of Nintendo, Takaya Imamura, a former developer who worked on the classic Super Nintendo title The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, has revealed that his involvement in the game's creation actually diminished his enjoyment of playing the finished product. He explained that the intense focus on development and the constant exposure to the game's mechanics and design elements essentially robbed him of the joy of experiencing it as a player. He even admitted that he still doesn't have the desire to play the game, highlighting the potential downside of game development on one's personal enjoyment of the final product. Insider Gaming reports that new details about the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree expansion, Nightreign, including a release date, are set to be revealed on February 12th. Sources familiar with the game's plans indicate that the announcement will coincide with media previews. The release date is currently targeted for the end of May. This timing aligns with rumors of a PlayStation State of Play event that same week, though this could be coincidental. More likely, the announcements and press embargoes are timed to precede the Nightreign network test, scheduled for February 14th through the 17th, to get ahead of any potential leaks. Night Dive Studios has released a significant update for their remastered versions of Doom and Doom 2, bringing a host of improvements to the classic FPS titles. The update's most notable addition is multiplayer mod support, opening up a wealth of new gameplay possibilities for players. This allows for community-created content to significantly alter and expand the multiplayer experience. Furthermore, a spectator mode has been implemented for co-op play, enabling players to observe their teammates' progress, which is especially helpful in challenging levels. Finally, a much appreciated quality of life change addresses the notorious frustration of searching for red doors. The update makes these crucial level elements far more visible and easier to locate, preventing players from getting stuck. These additions make Night Dive's remasters an even more compelling way to experience these foundational FPS titles. And for our final news story, remember the classic Jean-Claude Van Damme martial arts film Kickboxer? Well, it's getting a video game adaptation. Details are currently scarce, but the announcement confirms that a game based on the movie is in development, promising to bring the iconic fighting action of Kickboxer to interactive form. Fans of the film and fighting games alike will have to wait for more information to see how the game captures the spirit of the original movie. Interesting fact, did you know that the original Mortal Kombat game was heavily inspired by Kickboxer and Bloodsport? Both amazing Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. If you haven't watched them, check them out. And that's going to do it for this week's news video. If you have any thoughts you'd like to share or discuss any of these topics, feel free to leave a comment down below. Remember to like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe for more great gaming content. Also consider watching this recommended video right here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.